important to note is, the way the players competed in the game. The defense made some huge stops at the end of that game that, um, were, paramount in us being able to win the game. Now you can make a great argument for the fact that because we didn't do other things well enough in the game, that the game had to come down to that. So there's obviously a lot of things that we need to fix. It didn't look like an Alabama team out there in some phases of our team. We struggled to run the ball, and we didn't pass protect very well. We didn't protect on third down. We didn't do as well on third down, which is something that has been really good for us all year long. And I think, we're all responsible for that. It starts with me. We need to get those things fixed. Every coach, every player, including myself, needs to put our players in a position where they have confidence that if they do their job, things are going to work and we're going to have a chance to be successful. So we all need to work hard on, trying to get it right. And we can't tolerate, any less than that. And I think that needs to be the focus for, this game this week is we need to improve as a team. We need to do things better on a more consistent basis and, not put ourselves in the positions that we found ourselves in last week. It's great that Will Anderson, SEC Player of the Week, Defensive Player of the Week, a guy had an outstanding game for us, and he's played extremely well all year and certainly didn't disappoint anybody in this game. I think New Mexico State is a dangerous team because they're one of these teams that are going to pass the ball. They're one of the top 25 passing teams in the country. Quarterback's efficient. They got good skill guys. They've got a pretty good runner. They play a lot of pressure type stuff on defense, which we're going to have to do a good job of. But again, I think the focus needs to be on what we need to do individually and collectively as a group so that we get things right, moving into this week.
Okay, we'll get things started with Charlie. Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, hey coach. After watching the film, just how would you assess the play of the offensive line, and how much did Darian going out kind of affect the way that unit played?
Well, I think Darian going out certainly didn't help the issue any. Chris got moved in, new right tackle. Right tackle did pretty well in the game actually, and Chris hadn't played center for a while. We had a couple snap issues, and a couple times. He probably, could have executed things a little better. I think he did a good job relative to the reps that he had. So we need to be more prepared that if something like that happens, that, guy's going to be confident enough, and I think Chris was confident enough, but that he can go in there and, get the job done and do well. But that's no excuse. We need to be able to execute, and everybody's got to be able to do their job.
We'll go to Mike Rodak.
Just how did Bryce get through the game physically, and what did you see on some of those plays where he got hit between the 4 sacks and some of the scrambles?
Well, we didn't protect. They did some things a little differently than what we had prepared for. We have to do a better job of adjusting in the game, in game, and so that we have a chance to protect. And they played a lot of blitz zero, which means they're playing straight man-to-man in the secondary, so it gives you opportunity to make plays. But the one thing you have to do is you got to be able to protect. And how many guys you send out for a pass really is not the most significant thing in those situations. And schematically, we're going to have to work on being able to handle those things better because people copycat. So if you have something that's been an issue for you in the past, you're probably going to see it again. So this is probably something that we'll see again, and it's something that we need to be prepared for.
We'll go to Nick Kelly.
Do you have any more clarity on Darian's ankle in terms of how serious it is moving forward?
He does have a lateral ankle sprain. We don't know. He's day-to-day right now. I don't know what his status will be for this game. It just depends on how he progresses, through this week.
We'll go to Michael Casagrande.
When you watch offensive line films, what are some of the things you're watching more closely that maybe the common viewer might not be noticing?
Well, first of all, we've always had a culture of toughness around here, so I'm always looking for, how physical we playing, how tough are we playing, how we finish in plays, how we protecting our skill guys, as well as, the technical aspects. Are we doing things technically right? Footwork, hand placement, targets, those type of things. And those are all things that we need to improve on.
We will go to Stephen Smith. Stephen, go ahead.
Coach, you've always talked about playing winning football, but with this team and so many different personalities, how do you decipher which guys can take that tough coaching and which guys that you have to do a little bit of a different coaching style to get them to play that winning football?
Yeah, well, I think, most guys that are out there playing on our team that are getting significant playing time, they're competing, they're working hard, they want to do well. They want to do well probably better than I want them to do well, or their coach wants them to do well, or the fans want them to do well. So it's not a matter of wanting to. It's a matter of, making sure that you're well prepared and that we do a good job as coaches of preparing them so that when they go in the game, they can, do the things that they want to do at a level that they want to do them at on a consistent basis, which is what's going to create value for our team. It's what's going to create value for them. So I don't think it's necessary to jump up and down and throw a fit to get them to want to do it. That's not the issue. The issue is we need to do it better. We need to do it more efficiently, and we can't tolerate any less than that from, ourselves as coaches or as players.
We'll go to Aaron Suttles.
I know you talked about Kool-Aid after the game, but after having watched the film a little more closely over the weekend, what did you think of his performance, and how valuable is that in his development to be able to actually get some playing time in meaningful moments?
Yeah, well, he played okay in the game. I mean, I thought he did a good job. There's always things that, we can improve on. He did a pretty good job of covering in the game. Didn't make mental errors. He was well prepared, and he didn't do anything that was costly, to us in the game. So he did okay.
Unless we've got any more, we'll finish up with Haley.
Coach, taking a break from conference play, how does that affect the team at all, or does it affect the team?
Well, I hope it doesn't affect the team. I think that, your opponent should be faceless in terms of what you want to try to accomplish and what you want to try to do in terms of individually improving and getting better, and individually and collectively as a team getting better. And I think we certainly need to do that. And we're not where we want to be. So it shouldn't be like we're going to have some, this is a good break for us to not go try to improve and continue to be the best, players that we can be, the best team that we can be. This is takes a lot of maturity to be able to do that. If you're motivated by external factors, then maybe it's even more difficult to do. But that's something I'm hopeful that our team will show enough maturity to be able to go out and do the things we need to do to play better.
Okay, we're going to finish up with Tony.
Hey, Nick, you talked about Darian Dalcourt's status. What's the latest on Jalen Armour-Davis with his ribs?
He's fine. He'll be okay. So he should be able to practice, walk through today and practice tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you.